am I the a-hole for kicking my wife out after she punched my mom in the face? So my situation went from bad to worse in a matter of a week, and I don't know where else to turn. I need to know for a surefire fact if I was wrong or not. So my wife and I have been together for the last 8 years. 2 months ago, she just gave birth to our very first and last child. So up until my wife got pregnant, my mom loved her. Now, I don't know what is going on with my mom or when the switch happened, but right when my wife got pregnant, my mother, she switched. She went from coming around, being a part of the family, to strictly being clingy to me and avoiding my wife at all cost. My auntie had sent me texts, worried, because when she had talked to my mom about the baby coming, my mom sent her a text back saying she wasn't excited about the baby at all. And that was very concerning because that was going to be her grandbaby. When my wife got to 7 months along, my mom had did something that sent me over the edge. At that point, I said, look, if you keep tripping, you're going to have to get to skipping, just like Dad, because this is some old bull. At that point, she was like, okay, I'm going to change. And she got better. The comments that she would make about my wife 100% stopped. However, she was still clinging to me like white on rice. The explosion came about a week ago. My sister's daughter, my sister's sister, and my mom and my wife were all at my house. They were there to enjoy a big meal that I had made for all of the women inside of my family. Before we had a chance to eat anything, our daughter got fussy and my wife went to go set her down to sleep. I thought I had prepared enough food, but it was not, because my niece was still starving. For a little bit of context, she's 5'5", 215 pounds. She was not that size 2 years ago when I saw her. So I did not portion enough food for that many people to come and eat. I'd apologize to my niece and let her know I didn't make no more. And I had offered her some crackers or a sandwich from in the refrigerator. Because my wife did not eat and she just went to go take the baby, I had left her a plate inside of the refrigerator. My mom took it upon herself to take the plate that I left for my wife while she was feeding the baby from out of the refrigerator and give it to my niece. My niece proceeded, without warming up anything, to scarf down the food with no utensils, just straight hands, like a beast. I did not hear any of this. The only thing that I saw was when I came back inside, my mom stating to my wife, it looks like you can afford to miss a couple of meals, and slap my wife's stomach. Right as I get ready to step in, literally fast walking towards the situation, I see a 2-piece and a biscuit go right into my mom's face and mouth. I am perplexed. The whole house went silent. Now, here's the thing about living inside of the South. We have strong family values. And being that my mother is the eldest woman in that area, it was go time. And it seemed like every single one of the other women that was in there was ready to jump onto my wife because she was not blood. Me and my sister's husband are the only two people able to mitigate the situation. I tell everybody to get the F out now. After my family leaves, I look at my wife and I say, you two, get the F out. I needed her to go somewhere else, to her sister's house, to her auntie's house, to her cousin's house. She could not be inside of my house because I did not know what my sister or family was going to do. They are hot-headed, bipolar, and they could do anything at the drop of a hat. So she said, really? I said, yes. I explained to her the situation. She had packed up our baby and left. She was supposed to come back to our house 3 days ago. However, she said until she gets verification that my mom and sister won't do any retaliation, she is not bringing my child back to the house. At this point, I feel like maybe sending her away wasn't the correct thing to do. However, I feel like I was trying to make sure everybody was safe inside of the situation. So, was I the a-hole for sending everybody away, or should I have stood closer to my wife? How can I get an apology from my mom when I know she doesn't see she did anything wrong? I feel like I'm between a rock and a hard place. I don't want to lose my marriage. I also don't want to lose relationships with my family. I don't even know how to save the situation.